Landscape photography definition. This landscape of natural beauty, as well as include artificial landscapes, such as the city and the building. City shooting can be described as urban photography. Architectural photography when mountains. Natural landscapes pictures. Mountain was taken from nature shooting when shooting buildings. In the railway sector, a lot of pictures on how to take the rail in the landscape. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. As a beginner photo lesson. Today, I will explain how to take landscape photos like a pro. The main topic is 1. Landscape photography tips. 2. Lens and equipment. Let me introduce 12 ways to take great landscape pictures. Landscape photography can include not only nature, but also man-made artificial structures and landscapes that are common around us. Along with documentary photography, landscape photography can be said to be not only the broadest photographic genre, but also the most occupied field. As representative landscape photography, not only sunset and sunrise but also night view and star photography using artificial lighting are included in the landscape photography. There are a few things to keep in mind when taking this landscape photo. Anyone can capture and shoot great scenes. Today, let me explain the 12 methods and tips, so you can take a landscape photo with a camera. 1. Shoot at the optimal time according to the local environment. When is the best time to take the best landscape photos? If the sun is in the center, very difficult to see the light, rough and good light. But in the early morning or late afternoon, the so-called magic hour or golden time in the picture is the time where you can capture the best light. 2. Take a picture of the scale. Anyone who sees great landscape photos can't guess the scale. How to include the subject in this case. This is in contrast to when expressing the grandeur of the scene in the frame. Place people close to the main subject. Otherwise, the scale can be distorted by perspective. On behalf of the people, it can be arranged for buildings or trees, cars. 3. Landscape and composition of people. A landscape can be the same no matter who takes it. But the people in the landscape are never the same. The simplest way to complete your own landscape is to place people. Four. Climb up high and shoot. One of the ways to shoot in an unfamiliar destination is to climb a high building or a mountain slope. One of the most popular methods for landscape photography is to climb high and take a whole picture. If the whole landscape doesn't fit in one frame, taking a panorama can be a good idea. 5. Don't be afraid of the backlight. Ultimately, if you can take pictures in a well-lit place, you can make your photos even better. Besides the sunsets and sunrises that dominate landscape photography, most fog and night scenes are backlit. Backlit light heading directly at the sun can create a wonderful landscape. 6. Use leading lines. The reader's eyes move naturally along the lines drawn on the frame. At the end of the line is usually the subject of the photo. So that's the guideline. The eyes are concentrated along the line. Lines can be single or multiple lines. It can be straight or curved. The lines from the foreground to the far view make the screen look more three-dimensional. 7. Keep it simple. The picture was called subtraction. The simpler the screen composition, the sharper the subject. Before pressing the shutter, let's start by deciding what to put in and out of the landscape that unfolds in front of you. Be especially careful because the wide-angle lens is a widescreen. 8. Emphasize the color. Color is an eye-catching element. Finding a color that stands out in your landscape and using that color as the subject of your photo will make it easier to catch people's attention. The base color works best. Let's diligently look for primary colors such as red, blue, and yellow in the landscape. Contrast is used in various colors that coexist on the screen. The use of complementary relationships can make a strong impression. 9. Use contrast. In addition to color contrast, there are numerous contrasting elements in the photo. There are also visual contrasts such as circles and squares, silence and movement, bright and dark, and semantic contrasts such as good and evil, harmony and division, love and hate. Photographers can use this contrast to more clearly express the message they are trying to convey. Contrast is also important in landscape photography. You can create dramatic images using different contrasts, such as rough waves, fixed rocks, dawn skies, and pure seas. 10. Lens. Landscape photos are usually considered a wide-angle lens. It has the advantage that you can take a picture with depth at the wide-angle lens. The compression effect of a telephoto lens looks different from a normal landscape. However, it also changes the picture by shooting a variety of focal lengths. The biggest enemy of telephoto lenses is shaking. Thus, the tripod can be an essential piece of equipment. 11. Learn to use a tripod. One of the ways to take pictures without shaking in landscape photography is to use a tripod. Especially when shooting long exposures such as night scenes, a tripod is a must. Also, in windy places, the tripod should be lowered as far as possible to avoid shaking, or spikes should be used to prevent slipping. Finally, last at 12. Find your subject. Find your own point, your own theme. No one can imitate your photos if there is a place to run at any time in the rain, snow, or wind. Even the smallest landscapes encountered in everyday life can become unique if you keep observing them with interest. Special times are good and specific weather is good. If you can consistently work on the same subject for at least a year, you are no longer a beginner photographer or an amateur. It's easier to learn about photography and cameras if you can attend community college photography group classes or college classes. Today, I did introduce landscape photography. I hope this will be a good answer for those who are wondering how to take landscape. I have explained how to practice as simple and easy as possible. But if you understand this, camera shooting seems not that difficult. In the next video, I will show you some more informative aspects of photography.